Well, this one is a bit different because it could benefit both husbands, wives, boys, girlfriends, yes, because the men can go fishing and the women can go and get holistic treatment, relax, chill, and get all that. Does it sound too good to be true? Well, it does sound too good to be true. The thing is, it's not. A couple of units, Airbnb, you can get them on. We'll show you in a minute. But Jonathan is here, the owner, and he's going to run through roach, perch, tench, carp, obviously, and he's going to tell us exactly what there is in this little... Look, it's tiny, and I'm hoping I can catch something out of here. The one I'm in is this one. There you go, it's called Rosehill Cottage. We'll show you around in a minute, but I want to get Jonathan before he goes. I need information. You always need information of what's in a fishery. Float fishing all the time, I reckon. So here we are with Jonathan. Jonathan's the owner of the fishery, the establishment, the Airbnb, I understand, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so give us a bit of a background on, you know, your family history in this, size of the estate and stuff.
Yeah, the farm is just over 100 acres. We've got tenant farmer here, so we don't actually farm ourselves, so it's all looked after by somebody else. The lake here is, we think it's an old clay pit or water supply, and it was built by my great-grandfather, sorry, and our house where we live used to be the old gamekeeper's house.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
And then this building which you're staying in is was originally the kennels for my great-great-grandfather, who was a breeder of Sussex Spaniels.
They must have been pleased with that, living there. You've obviously revamped it somewhat.
Lucky dogs, yeah, we have. So we've basically completely refurbed it, yeah, and turned it into an Airbnb.
So stock-wise, what have you got?
So we've got commons, mirrors, koi carp. There's a couple of koi in there. Roach, rudd. There's some hybrids as well, either under their own doing or they were brought in like that. I'm not quite sure.
There's some tench in there.
And some tench and perch as well.
Now, bait-wise, you told me to bring sweetcorn. Was it for the tench?
Yeah, sweetcorn for the tench, definitely. Bread, so you've got floating crust.
Yeah, I've got a loaf, yeah.
Worms for the perch.
I forgot the worms, but still, I did forget them.
Dig a worm here, yeah. You'd be able to dig a worm in a compost heap, just dig some up. And maggots for the silvers, for the roach.
So I should get, set myself a target, half a dozen different species are definitely achievable here.
Hopefully, you know. I mean, hopefully you'll definitely get the carp, you'll see the commons and the mirrors. If you fish floating crust, you'll certainly get a couple of carp. Sweetcorn on the bottom, you should get a tench, I hope, judging by the bubbles that's going on over there.
And
the maggots, you should pick up the silvers quite
little and often the feed, just, you know, trickling in.
Yeah, just the usual, bait, yeah, just the usual. Cast out and then just follow it up with a handful of maggots or ground bait.
Okay.
Or pellets or sweetcorn, whichever you're fishing. So when I first moved here, we cleared out the pond with a 13-ton machine, which I took in down a ramp over there. We built a ramp to drive it in, and operating the machine basically just got, I didn't realise it was going down and down and down, and managed to get
as you're working it.
As I'm working it, and I'm slewing round, and the machine's working itself into lower and lower into the silt. And it came to a point where I tried to get it out, and it wouldn't come out, so it was stuck basically. So we tried to get it out with another machine, initially a JCB, with a very good operator on that, and he, after hours of trying to get it out, we couldn't budge it, it wasn't going to move, and he said, really, you're going to need another 13-tonner and dig that machine out. So we had two 13-ton machines in here, and ended up with probably about 15 to 18 foot of water depth. So
that's really deep in here then. You generally look at a sort of, I'm going to call it almost farm pond size wise. I've seen quite a few of these, I call them a farm pond.
Yeah.
They would be 3, 4, maybe 5 feet maximum, but this is a lot deeper in the middle.
It's a lot deeper in the middle, yeah. It's the best part of 15 foot. Obviously it's silted up more over the years now, so I'd say you've probably still got a good 15 foot in the middle there.
And I would imagine just fishing would be float fishing most of this, and all of this. No need to go on the bottom really, I think.
I tend to not ledger it, no. Usually just an over depth float, so you've got your float set and the bait's definitely on the bottom. So the float's not quite cocked basically, but you know that the corn
sort of
or
laying
whatever,
on, so it's sort of laying on.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And if I want to get some roach, something like that, it'd be up in the water more.
Mid-water.
Mid-water,
Yeah,
loose feed round the float.
Yeah, exactly that. So cast in and then chuck a handful of maggots or whatever you're fishing.
Yeah, you've got a lovely looking spot here. What sort of wildlife do you get around here as well?
So we got the deer. Hopefully you'll see some deer. There are foxes. There's owls in the evening, bats flying around.
Yeah.
Buzzards. There's occasionally a kite. Pheasants, which are reared but they're roaming about.
Yeah.
Usually from other people's shoots and so on.
I'm going to say, is it a shooting area as such?
We don't actually shoot. We haven't got a shoot on the land here.
Yeah.
But there are local shoots, not far away, and so they stray off.
So I'm going to, under Jonathan's advice, just throw some bread out there. Let it drift around. He said you might see a carp come up early doors. He said once they, you say you've had 1 or 2 carp, they get a bit cute, they get wised up. And they're going to bait up down the corner just down here. Look where I am, people. There's the balcony, and there's I'm calling it the village pond. It's not the village pond, it's a private pond. But it's right there outside your accommodation. And it's really nice inside, I'll show you in a second. But the benefit of this could be, you've got a wife, you've got a girlfriend. It's not a serious fishing trip, guys. You've got to think, you want to keep your lady love happy. Trust me, over in the beauty section for holistic therapies, I think they call it, she'll probably be very happy. Here, the accommodation is right there. The lake is right there, which means you are going to be very happy as well. Lovely, great big balcony. A couple of deck chairs, regular chair there. And these are all relatively new, I think. I think John T was telling me 2021 there was when it was all done. Let's take you inside. The wife's hastily on her iPad because she's got the Wi-Fi. There you can see is, what do I call this? Lounge kitchenette?
Lounge diner.
Lounge diner. Really nicely done outlook, guys. And look at this. Here's a nice touch. Welcome, Graeme and Hilary with all little fish. And there's Maite's card on holistic therapies we'll show you about. They cook some or bake some beautiful cakes there as well. So look, you've got everything you want. You've got the oven. We're going to be having a cook up there. No, not my type of cook up, for goodness sake. Wife's going to do it. You've got a fridge. Don't tell the wife, but that's the Thai green curry, and that is the red and white bait tin. That's that's in there. She doesn't realise what's in there, but it's the bait tin. This could be my fishing hat by the look of it. There we go. Yeah, that. This could be the new GP. What do you think, there? What do you think? This a little bit on one side.
Very Greek. Mykonos.
Hey, look at that. Yeah.
Mykonos,
I tell you what, it's cool today. Well, yesterday was hot. Today's not so bad. So you got, look, I'll just spin it around. You can see what you've got here. We go through bedroom, which we haven't yet churned up with suitcases and camera bags and stuff. Let's put the light on. There, you can see a bit better. Little touches like this, heart-shaped. What's this heart-shaped thing, Hilary? It looks like a scarf. What do they call it?
It's a towel, isn't it? It's been made into a scarf.
What is it? It's a towel.
It's a towel. It's a throw. No, it's a throw.
It's a throw.
It's a throw that's been made into a heart shape.
And some chocolate, look, dark noir chocolate. And through here, shower. All these bits and bobs, which mean nothing to me. Scrubbing facial wash, Nip Man. Oh, okay. Not sure what that's for. Believe in yourself, and that's very true. So you can see this is like, well, it's like new, isn't it, folks? And it's pretty well everything you need. 1, 2, 3. So I think I'm gonna get my gear out from the car. I've got to throw some bread out. Come on, let's face it, I've got to throw some bread out. We've had a cup of tea. We're going to have a Thai green curry tonight, darling.
Thai green curry.
So, I'm going to have leftover red wine, and you'll have 2 litres of white. Oh, a litre of white. So there's our view, people. Let's get some bread on the surface. Weather's nice and still for this sort of pond fish, and I feel it'll be really good floating crust on the top. Look at these bubbles, look. You won't see them from there, but there's bubbles coming up. I'd love to get a nice tench, £1.5, £2, something like that. Well, the wife wasn't best impressed with the transport arrangements when she realised that she was going for some holistic beauty stuff, whatever, and I'm going fishing. But I've got a sweetcorn. I've got some ground bait there. I better throw some ground bait in. This is from a previous trip, look, all made up. Bits of boilies. I reckon, guys, they're going to bubble close in. Now, Jonty's told me roughly where the cast is, literally anywhere. It's going to be a match rod and dropping it anywhere. And in fairness, I wasn't going to even wet a line tonight. I thought I must just relax, sit and chill. But you can't, can you? What can you do? It's a nice little pond here. It's got fish in it, allegedly. It's got to be worth a try. So I'm just going to put a little bit of bait in there, squeezing it quite hard. And I just want to see if anything bubbles up there. I'm fancying that along that side there. I've got to say I am fancying that side. Like up there. This is all the overhang there is from the bushes. And it could be bits of trees. God, there's one already taken something there off the top. So it's fun fishing. It's back to school type fishing. I need more bread, people. I need some more bread. And then I think I'm going to use a match rod, free line it, and just see if I can spot a fish and get one off the top. Good start to an evening. I've got some of these dog biscuits left over, guys. So they've got big ones, small ones, all different shapes. Very often they're worth using for floaters as well. So I'm going to throw some of these out, see if we get any sort of takes on those. You can soak them, or you can put them in just as they are. I just filled down that overhang, you know, where all the brambles go in the water. Would be as good a place as any. And of course, from where I'm sitting over there, look, I'm just over there, I can see right across there. I've got the polarising glasses on, just purely because I see fish on the surface better, but it's quite coloured there. Might be the fish stirring up, might just be the clay base. And we'll see what comes up, and obviously I can see if anything's bubbling as well. Guys, I've just found this fantastic new tackle item. You won't have seen one of these ever before. This is a totally awesome fishing exclusive. It involves getting your bread out, or indeed any floating bait, as far as you can in the water. It doesn't involve a catapult, it does involve this. I believe I can get, yes, tied on. I reckon I can get the bait out farther by doing this, people. How many 70-year-olds have baited up like this? Bread's in my hand. Let's put that down. Get a bit of momentum going. It takes me about 60 years. And fish just took it, you can't believe that. Look, Mum, no hands. There's also a secondary way of baiting up here, involving a 740-15 tyre cross ply radial, whatever. Definitely a piece of Graeme pulling rope there. And you could swing out there and do that same way. But I'm fancying along this bank, along this corner. But we'll have a go. Some of the bread's going, some of it's not. But I'm just figuring down here. If I was a fish, I would be down under that overhang. Just down there. So all I've got there is a piece of crust, which I would be floating. I've just seen a fish about £1.5 pounds. I'm figuring down the side there. If it was staying on. I don't think I could fail to take that piece of bread. Now I'm on a £6 line straight through. I've got no idea what you would normally need to fish here. You want to go too light, you get a better presentation. Okay, people, I'm on. Wow, he's going right for the bushes in there. Nice getting out of this. I thought it was about £1/2 pound. I think he's bigger. Oh yeah, nice little carp. It's a fun size, but I don't know, it's a common. I think it's a common. He's bigger than I thought. And a match rod. He's digging around down the inside now. I don't want him getting in that overhang too much. The hook will ping out. Well, this is what pond fishing can be about. It's what we used to do as kids. You could be amazed the action you can have in there as well. If I can get him out. Common carp. Wow, he's going well. He's in. I don't know where he goes. Getting towards £5, something like that. You just can't beat a bit of bread, floating crust in the late afternoon. Always a good shout, anywhere. Let's get this guy back. That was a major result. So, tea might be late. Well, it's going to start tea in a minute. Glass of wine to be celebrated on the balcony overlooking the lake, and we'll get this one back. He wants out, he's gone. Now, this is just a tip when you're free lining. Obviously I've just got a small, whatever it is, size 12 barbless hook on there. But if you've been catching a few fish prior trips, however long you've had the line on the reel, it will have memory in it. And if you wind with the drag loose and you're spinning and spinning and spinning, instead of tightening the drag, winding down the line, tightening up, easing the rod back and winding the slack up, then this here, the spool, doesn't turn. You don't want it locked up. But if you're just, if I show you, imagine that's the fish. Look, I'm just winding and I'm just spinning. That twists up the line on there. I've been so much talking I've been doing this morning. So, just before you start fishing, if you've got lots of kinks and curls in your line, you won't be able to cast so well when you're free lining something, just a piece of bread or a biscuit, something like that. So I open the bail arm. Should do this before you start fishing. I haven't, but I'm going to show you now. Before you tie the hook on, peel say 10 or 15 yards of line off like this, okay? Just leave it loose on the grass. And then keep one end tight, and then you're going to stroke this line like this. Now it does two things. As long as you keep this tight and move this hand, there you're pushing those spiral curls back down the end, and you're uncurling it, and you'll be left with a nice, look, limp, straight piece of line, which will then go through small rod rings like match rods, especially, and especially match rod tip rings are generally very small. So you see what I'm doing? It also allows you to feel if there's any little nicks or abrasions on the line, you know, from previous fishing trips. If there is, snip it off, coil it up, put it in the bag ready for rubbish later on. And I'm going all the way down here. You can pull it relatively tight. So I'm on 6 pound here. But you see I'm stroking all these curls out. So when I get to the end of the line, Graeme, remember there's a hook there, it hangs nice and limp. And that'll make it easier for you casting next time. Right, I'm tempted to go and walk through the bushes by my swim there for ground baiting from a swing and just drop a piece of bread. They're taking the bread, but they're a little bit sketchy, a little bit nervous after that last fish. If I get one, I'll have to walk it around here to play it. Now, just do my drag up. I'll wind the line back up through the rings, tie my hook off, and everything's nice and smooth and straight on the fishing line front. The thing is, we've only just got here, people, so the wife's going to put the food on in a minute. And that'll be the end of my fishing trip for this evening. So, I feel I'm going to whiz on the head cam. I might get one more fish in before she shouts time, and it's on the table. She can't pressure me too much. She cannot put too much pressure on me because she's got holistic treatment there tomorrow. So she's got to be in my good books for a change. So quiet up here. I'm going to try up the end here, people, because my instincts. I put the bread in my top pocket. Hopefully I don't meet anybody. And a man says, "What on earth are you doing with bread in your top pocket, sir?" I think all that bread's gone. It's a little bit big. You told me to be a bit careful going down here because it's a sketchy bank. Right, I'm just going to drop it down there, wait. So I'm going to switch off until such time I get a tape, people. Well, I haven't seen anything move for a second. Oh, I haven't said that as one. The problem I find is when you see the swirl around the bait, you don't know whether the fish went left, right, across, back, down. There's one, here he comes. Ooh, he's going to take it in a minute. It's not a big fish. There he goes. He's on. That's it. Now I can walk this just across here. That's the advantage of having a match rod. Look, ease the drag, walk the fish round. And I can play it in front of me. Always trying to get into those, under those brambles. So my first choice of fishing on the edge there was pretty good, because down here the bits of bread just drifted across. And the lilies were there. I thought they might be under the lilies, but they're up by the brambles. I'm trying to avoid float fishing because I haven't got time with the oven going to start rigging up a float, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. It would be nice to get a couple of fish like this. Take the get the skunk out of the boat is what we say. I think this is a little mirror. You see the fun you can have here. Especially for youngsters. He said it's good for youngsters, people who never caught fish before. Obviously you've still got to catch them. There we go. That's a nice little mirror. Match rod is all you need. You don't need big heavy carp gear. Look at that one. Hook falls out. No, absolutely immaculate little fish. I'm going to call it 4 scale. See if I catch him again. 4 scale, well +1. Might be calling 5 scale. I'm figuring in the afternoon, late evening like this, 6:30 is the time to try and get the odd fish off the surface. We can sort of see from here, if I pan across, how convenient it is to the two Airbnb places. So quiet, it's ridiculous. There's one right past my, here he goes, I got him. This is a decent sized one. Well, hopefully he's going out in the middle. If he goes in the middle, it gives me a chance to get back to my base camp. There he is, I'm straight in front now. Ideal, ideal. Just hope the wife doesn't call out. It's on the table too soon. It's another nice fish. This is the same 1/5 scale. Flies are coming out now. Apparently seen some mayfly come up here as well, and said they will come up in the evening, the flies. Hopefully not the mozzies. First jet for some time. There we go. I think it's bigger than the last one, people. He swam the wrong way there. Sort of twin of that first one I had. Hooks out. Maybe not, maybe just slightly more of a hump to it. A nice big tail. That would be nice on a match rod on the float, so we're going to try that tomorrow. Thick across the back. Put him at close to 5, I'd say. 4.5. Pleased to go to 10 chat size. So I was going to bait up this evening, but I don't think I will now. I think what I'll probably do is fish somewhere like here, float fish just down there. But there's that much activity up there, and I've seen some bubbles. If I want to tench, maybe a very light feeder or something just up there with maggots, and see what I can get. And then I can put the feed rod here and see it out the corner of my eye. What do you think, people? One more cast? Yeah, I think so. I'm even closer this time by the overhangs there. Oh, fish right underneath it. Can you see that ripple it made? And there's another one way back there. So I'm figuring that corner there is pretty good. But of course they are going to get spooky. There's a mozzie just going in my ear. Oh, I got one as the bread was sinking then, guys. I don't know quite what it is. No, it's another carp. Just marched round to my landing spot. If I get this one, I think it's going to be red wine time. He pinged off right by the net, but you got to see it. So that is a great start. I think I'm going to have a glass of wine, and then I think we got a nice Thai green curry. Trouble is, I still fancy fishing from this side because I can't quite reach over there. So how is the food situation going? Oh, that food situation.
Going down very well.
Is it water or is it the... no, it's not.
Mr. Pino, Mrs. Grigio.
Yeah, I'm going to have some in a second. It's so quiet here, isn't it? Unbelievable how quiet it is.
Very quiet.
That's a setting that most anglers would like to see. Ah, nice little pond right outside your door. A glass of vino. Sun's going down over there. The wind, thank goodness, is down at long last. Food we think is on the go. You'll possibly notice that a rod and a net are still residing outside. I haven't put them inside because I might sneak off and just try that corner right on dusk as it's light's going. And then I'm going to save the float fishing for tomorrow morning. Not going to put any more bait in. What am I sitting on? Ooh, that could have been dangerous with that disgorger. Goodness me. So there you go. Thai green curry, wine, bread, Thai crackers. We're ready to rock and roll. And the fish are just out there. Well guys, had a nice curry, glass of red wine. The wife's in there watching TV, chilling out. I can't help it. I've got to come back with a bit of bread, haven't I? On cue, I said I'll come back with a bit of bread, one more go, and there's the church bells. If that's not an omen, I don't know what is. Those bells take me back to the age of about 12, fishing down the Royalty on the Hampshire Avon, down the bottom towards the Priory, barbel fishing, chub fishing with my dad. Takes me straight back there. God almighty, what's that? 50, 60 years ago. It's a good omen. Let's get up in that corner. Johnny just come out to there's 2 deer right on the edge of the field. So I thought I'd change cameras. Can't see the float. Just got carried away float fishing. It's like dusk now. So I've got a low light camera here. See if we can spot these deer. Bit more breeze, some cloud coming in. I fished right until it was dark. Couldn't get any more after that. I'm going to try a bit of bread on the surface. I've got some maggots I've thrown in close. Some of Grant's finest maggots, so Grant, they better catch something for me. Roach, rudd, something like that. Very often you get some of these ponds, they do fish well in the evenings and possibly at dawn, but you know, you just got to go through the day and catch what you catch and see what bites you get. So I'm going to be going on the float, and then over on the far side there, instead of going round, they're going to fish here. It's convenient. I'll put a feeder rod over there, and I'll just float fish down here. So I'm using a match rod. That's all you need here, to be honest, just a match rod. I'm using one of those ready-made rigs, which has got the pole float on, all the shot. I think they call this one the Olivet. I've done it with grass, one of the grass rigs. Cut it short a little bit, and I was going to plumb the depth. And just fish with the bait on the bottom, with the maggots on the bottom first, and then see if any bubbles come up. If they do, I'm going to stay on the bottom, and then if I don't get anything, I'll shallow up. I just keep picking some of the maggots, of which I've got plenty, and see if I can bring something up in the water. I just gone to get a cup of tea. The service you get here is very good. Tea gets delivered from there to here. Got a cup of tea, and the time it took me to get that, it's gone again. I think it's another. No, I've missed another one. One perch, guys. I've got another fish on. Here he comes. This one is a roach. Just going to try a bunch of maggots there. The wind's coming up, so I'm probably going to have trouble with the microphone. And I'm going to have to put the head cam on, I think. So what I've rigged up with this time is what we call a block end feeder. I want to put ground meat in there because that will clog it. You put maggots in and the maggots wriggle out the hole. It's all for beginners. I've got quite a few maggots, so you just cram them full of maggots. Shut the cap on the top. And then these wriggle out. Can you see them? Like this. And as they come out, hopefully the fish find them. Now look, it literally that empties in probably a minute or 2 minutes. And then I put my hook. I'll just show you where the hook is. About 3 inches long there. I just put one maggot on, drop most of them into my shoes, which is quite not the best place. Especially when they come out, go in the car and turn into casters. Now, can you see that, people? So the maggots fall out like they are now. Around the bait, soon emptied. I reckon that'll empty in 2 minutes and hopefully attract some fish. I'm hoping if I get small fish on this maggot, I'll probably change to sweetcorn. Now, I chucked a load of bread out, and last night I was fishing over there, nothing's taken off the top, so we're gonna watch as the zip wire goes along there, so gotta be a bit careful. In fact, I'll whiz it out a little bit farther. I'm trying to judge where I saw all the bubbles coming up. About there. And that should be towards the deeper area, and I can sort of watch this out of the corner of my eye. That makes sense. Let's chuck some more ground bait out there. So I might get lucky. Might get lucky on a tench, but get some more roach. I've got red maggots on there because red maggots can sometimes pick up bigger perch. Pond fishing. Just an amusement factor that's at a different level because you're so close to everything. So even though it's windy today, it's still fishable. A few bits of sweetcorn out there. Come on. Perch. He did say there's a lot of perch in. He had some perch, and he said the perch of bread. So you could have a problem with the perch. Always get yourself a little disgorger. This is quite a handy one. I think I'll pick this up for Grant. It's a fat one here. Thin one for smaller fish there, which is dead handy. You haven't got to go rooting around. And look, I put it just in the edge of the maggot box there, so I know where it is. Right, so red maggots for perch, we know that. That's an old school tip. We're going to try some white. Come on. Oh, another perch. Therein lies the potential problem. Generally get rid of the perch with a couple of grades of sweetcorn. I'm going to try 1 grain. And of course, you are going to get through some maggots if you got the plague proportions of small perch. They're going to shovel them down. Well, the wind's coming up as we speak, it's whistling the clouds across the top, so I guess it's only going to get harder. That might have changed in the pressures, maybe put the carp off the top and put some more bread out there and nothing's touching it. I've got the brolly up here, so I can move the camera around this way without bite. And at least hopefully I can use it either with a spike or as a head cam and get something out of it. I'm just down there, you can see the bread actually drifting past, so wind's coming this way. Last night was ideal because there was absolutely no wind at all. Got a fish on the feeder out there. I don't know what it is. Doesn't feel like a perch. What is that? Oh, there's a nice roach. There we go. You see how easy it is to get out. So I did actually get quite a nice rad last night on the floating crust, but the battery went down on the cameras. I find with these batteries, if you get the original ones, they last longer than the ones from abroad, shall I say. And then the older they get, like all batteries, they don't charge up and last anywhere near as long. So I've only got this one left. Fingers crossed. I catch so many fish I'll run out of battery. Big fish on the feeder, people. This is a way, way bigger fish. I'm just sorting the float out. Let's drop that down there. Oh, this is much bigger. And that's where I saw the fish bubbling last night. It's not a tench. The feeder slid right up the line there. And jabbed, that'll be a carp, I'm guessing. Unusual how the feeders slid up there. Yeah, that's a carp. Wow. So I finished 5 carp last night. Let's get ourselves organised. And there's the proof of it, a wet mat. Oh, you haven't got this one yet. So a block end feeder, this one's called. There's a mirror, just nicked on the outside, hook falls out. Got a strange sort of red mark there. I wonder if it's got any sort of koi in it, but it's a nice fat fish. Wow, we're going well. Let's give this a good bit of bait out there. I'm on again. On the feeder, that paid to pump all that bait over there on that far side. I'm guessing there's another carp. Let's have a look. Don't like the way that feeder slides up. It seems to lock up the line farther. I'm trying to get in these rushes. Yep, it's another small one. He's got a bit of a sort of koi look about the top of his head there. This one. Yeah, across the top of the head there, you see he's got sort of, I consider it sort of towards a koi. I forgot my worms. You should just grab a fork which is left out, and I can go and turn over where they've got some grass cuttings. Sometimes you can find at the bottom of that where it's damp, like small brownlings, tiger worms we used to call them. They've got banded stripes on them. I might give that a go and just try down here and see if a worm makes any difference. So I'll give it a couple of minutes like this. If no more fish, I'm going to fork off over there and get some worms with the fork. Well, there's the fork. Quite a strange looking fork. It's sort of hobbit fork, isn't it? It's for hobbits. Over here he says some grass cuttings. Have a look. Yeah, here we go. That's what we want. Nice worms that size. The only thing is I've got to find a receptacle into which to place them. There's a good bit, look. Plenty of worms. It's enough for me to try. I don't need them to bait up with, to loose feed with. Well, hopefully you can see that's wiggling away there, and that gives us movement, which is a bonus. I might just actually give us a little bit of extra attention from the fish, just to attract them a bit. And of course you've got the smell. They come, look at my fingers, they come straight out the rotting compost heap. I'm tempted to put one on here as well, even though I've got a feeder full of maggots. Don't tell anybody, but this is a good combo bait. Maggot and worm together. Keep it to yourself, look, that one. Oh, there we go, another roach coming in. I went back from the worms, I've run out of the worms. Can't bother to get any more. Oh, that might even be. With this, hold still. There. Nice little roach. Double maggot. So maybe that's the way to go for maggots. So nearly finished now anyway. Oh, this is a nice roach. Oh yeah. Just gone to red maggots. And there we go. Hope he doesn't flick water all over the lens. So we're nearly done. I think I am done. The wife's having her treatment. When she comes out, we're going to let you people know what holistic treatment is all about. Whoa. Oh, what a fish to finish with. A clunking great big rudd. Well, there we go. I had some really good fish in there, didn't I? That's not bad at all. It's literally 5 steps from the balcony. So here we go. Let's go and see what the wife's been up to, what I've been catching the fish. She's been having the holistic treatment, and she's going to be talking with Maite about it. Let's get over there.
Right, so today I've been with Maite having this most wonderful personalised treatment, which I would like you to try and explain, how, just in some layman's terms, what you have given me, because now I'm sort of buffed, glowing, feeling very relaxed, and feel like $1 million. So
thank you, Hilary.
Yeah.
So it was a pleasure to have you here with us today. So we began with a foot scrub and reflexology massage. So we obviously everyone is different, and we individualize all the treatments that we do here at the barn. So I think that it's always good to start with your feet. So then you break the ice, you feel relaxed. Then we'll invite you over to the bed, where we then begin the second stage of the treatment. So what we did with you today was a personalized aromatherapy facial with Reiki, and we also cleanse your aura with lovely incense and crystals. So
Yes.
I'm really pleased that you're here.
absolutely
And
enjoyed it.
I'm really, really, really happy that you were able to switch off
And sleep,
pause.
sleep. I slept. I was snoring.
You were able to pause
I was.
and just switch
Just
off
forget.
completely
Yeah,
from your
beautiful.
kind of
Yeah.
it's nice to
That's
go
it.
away, but it's also nice to have like that retreat to yourself and have like an hour where you just don't think about anything else. And
That's right.
is your body, your soul, and
Yeah, and it's so individual what you've done, isn't it? For
it's
me,
very personalized.
Yes,
I would say
yeah.
there are no 2 treatments
No, the same. No.
because the reason why is because everyone comes in with different expectations and different energies as well.
Yeah.
And what we try to give everyone is that space where they can heal and feel good.
Yeah.
And obviously some people want a glow, some people want to relax, some people want a massage, some people want reflexology, some people would like to have a ceremony where you just like healing this burnout that we seem to suffer from nowadays. Everyone is racing, everyone is
rushing around.
Rushing
We're all
around.
burnt out, all
Obviously,
stressed
the
and
pandemic
everything.
has had a
definitely.
detrimental effect on our
Mental health,
well-being,
yeah.
mental health, our well-being. We are also, we are parents, grandparents, wives,
Juggling life,
spouses, friends. We have to be so many things, and we kind of forget that the important thing that we need to be is sometimes
Focus on yourself, isn't it?
ourselves. So when we self-love and give a
Then you've got
yeah.
well, I've got loads of energy now.
and it's also for the therapist a good
Absolutely,
point, because
yeah.
we know when we give therapy to others, we are also giving therapy to ourselves.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's a win-win for everyone. But thank you for coming.
No,
to
I've
visit
got
us.
good energy. I'm going away with very good energy now.
That's great. It was lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
So
and
you can mow the lawn?
I'm on the lawn. Oh dear. Go and cook your dinner tonight.
You can film us now. We can do like, hold that. So you're gonna go like that.
Oh.
Just work it like that.
So there you go. It's a little bit different, this one. It's one for both parties. Men can go fishing, women can go and get holistic treatment. You're in the chilled countryside. What's not to enjoy? We'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to look out for TA Outdoors, see what Mike's up to, and hopefully I can get out there and get some more fish. See you again.